Well, okay, welcome to COM 453 Lesson 1. I think you're going to enjoy this course. Hopefully by now you've looked at the syllabus. I'd like to go over a couple elements of it very quickly with you. Notice that it's broken down into 4 lessons depending on the term. Some of those lessons are different weeks long, okay? So please make sure you're very, very closely familiar with your course calendar to keep up with the exact dates that things are due and the exact dates, how long the actual lessons last, okay? The first lesson is about trust, persuasion, and professionalism in marketing. Second lesson is about setting goals, calendars, and design and budget. Excuse me, not design, budget. Setting goals, calendars, and budgets. Third lesson is design, media design, implementation, and evaluation. And lesson 4 is where it all comes together, where you create your own presentation. Okay. Please note that the course assessments involve 8 discussion forums, which are worth a total of 100 points out of 500. These discussions are actually very interesting. They're videos, short videos in each discussion that help teach you something kind of new and different about marketing or public relations. They sort of supplement the textbook. To be honest, I find the textbook kind of dry. So I think that you'll enjoy the discussions, the way they add other information, other more active, other more current information to the course content. All right, so that's the discussion forums. There's 8 of those throughout the units. Each of those do contain a video. They're fun to watch. I've picked these out carefully. They're excellent videos. They're not terribly long. Then each of the first 3 lessons contains what I call a response paper. Basically, I'm asking you to respond to the chapters and to the exercises. I give you specific exercises that are related to the chapter content. You need to read the textbook. You need to, they're not long chapters. There's not a ton of reading. And then you do the responses. And a good response contains a lot of detail, it contains a lot of specifics, and it contains a lot of examples. And you're going to need all this material because your final lesson is a actual presentation, okay? An actual PowerPoint, a narrated PowerPoint presentation where all the material that you're learning and thinking about in these early chapters all comes together for your final project, okay? So the response papers are each worth 100 points out of 500. There's 300 points, all right? And then your final project, PowerPoint, the narrated PowerPoint, is worth 100 points. If you've never done a PowerPoint before, don't panic. In this learning module, I send you right away to some materials, some tutorials on doing PowerPoints, okay? You're going to have to teach yourself, but I do provide the material for you there. So lesson 1 then, itself contains 2 videos that you need to watch or respond to in the discussions. In order to get 100% on the discussion grade, you need to not only thoroughly answer the prompt yourself, click on the discussion, watch the video, and see what I asked you to talk about in that discussion. You also need to respond to peer, assuming there's more than, assuming there are enough students in the class to respond to each other, okay? I'm trying to replicate face-to-face classroom discussion as much as possible to give you a feel for kind of an interactive class, all right, where we build knowledge by working together. That it's important that you do the chapter readings, and that it's important that you respond specifically to the specific exercises that I give you in this particular unit. So this time it's chapters 1, 2, and 12. I give you in the learning module here, I'm looking at it myself right now, make sure you have that open. I give you specifically the responses that I want you to do. I give you specifically the questions I want you to reflect on. These are not right or wrong answers, okay? When I go to grade these, I'm looking for engagement. I'm looking for detail, specifics, examples, and I can tell how well you are engaged with the material, okay? It's not right or wrong, it's did you think about it. This whole course, all my courses that I teach, I rely heavily on trying to teach you critical thinking, where you actually think about the material, where you actually think about your thinking, all right? Out there in the marketplace, out there in the real world, people want thinkers, not just robots, all right? If you're aspiring to a job beyond McDonald's or Walmart, right, for the rest of your life, okay? You need to be thinking. You need to be thinking about what do things mean, how do I do things, how do I do them better, because no one's always going to be telling you, okay? So, and it's called lifelong learning. You're always learning, all right? So I'm very specific in the learning modules. The learning module for each unit is your Bible for that unit. Stick to it carefully, okay? I wouldn't suggest necessarily printing it out because I always could put a lot of embedded links in there. I would just make sure you know where it is, refer to it often through the week. Speaking of which, This is not a course that you can put off to the last minute, all right? You can't do your work Sunday nights in this course. You need to get in there early, you need to plan your work for the week, and you need to work often, all right? There's too much work to do in an internet class. There's too much reading to put it off to the last minute right before the due date. So please, there's no stupid questions. Make sure you've looked at the learning module first. Make sure you look at the discussions first before you ask me questions. But if something's not clear, all right, ask me a question. Use the quick mail feature that comes directly to my campus mail, which is actually forwarded to my Google Mail account. So I read my email throughout the week, multiple times daily. I don't read it on the weekends, all right? I'm busy on the weekends doing other things. So please make sure you get in there early in the week, find out what you need to know still, and if you have a question, ask me early on during the business week. So hey, hope you enjoyed the course. I really believe you will. If you do the work, I guarantee you'll get the grade. If you don't do the work, you won't get the grade, okay? It's a matter of simply doing the work, turning it on time. It's not rocket science. It should be fun. It should be useful. I'm here for you if you need me.